This week on VALLA Vision News, the university announces full in-person learning will return for fall. Reactions from campus. Plus, local businesses are working to serve their customers safely. Learn how one restaurant is implementing COVID safety measures. Plus, the Lady Falcons are making history. Learn how you can support the women's basketball team in their first ever NCAA tournament bid. VALLA Vision News starts right now. Hello and welcome to VALLA Vision News. I'm Carly Lloyd. Thanks so much for joining us. The University of Vallo is reporting its lowest COVID case numbers since the pandemic. As of today, there are 0 active student or employee cases of COVID reported on campus. Senate faculty members say central testing is down across the state. Officials say not to get too comfortable though. They want precautions to continue through the end of the semester. Officials caution there may be a small increase after college night and spring break. For more info, visit montevallo.edu/reportcovid. Over 1 million doses of the COVID vaccine have been administered in Alabama as of this week. Over 663,000 people have received at least one dose. Montevallo employees were offered the vaccine at multiple clinics over the past 2 weeks. UAB experts say Alabama could reach herd immunity as early as May. Montevallo officials have announced the university will return to full in-person learning in fall 2021. They cite the recent increase in vaccinations and low positive cases at UM, but not everyone is sure about the decision.
This time last year, students thought they were only being sent home for 2 weeks. Those 2 weeks turned into months. The University of Montevallo canceled all in-person classes last March due to the widespread of COVID-19. The beginning of the fall 2020 semester was also taught online, and some professors started back some in-person classes, but with a restricted number of students. Most professors said it was hard to adjust to online teaching.
I had never taught upper level lab sciences online, so that was kind of a big adjustment. I really had to rethink what I wanted my students to really learn in the class.
UM recently announced that all classes will go back to in-person for the fall 2021 semester. UM leaders made this decision in regards to the decrease of COVID-19 statewide. Many students and faculty members are excited to be back in person like normal.
I think I'm most excited to get back to seeing people more often and getting to meet more people on campus. I feel like I've gotten really disconnected from other people on campus just because there are no social events where you're getting to meet new people. So getting to do that will be really fun.
The way that I have taught this past year, there's some things that I have learned that I really like. And so even when we go back to like full face-to-face, I think that I'm going to continue doing some of the things that I'm already doing.
The university's COVID-19 task force plans to monitor the virus throughout the coming months so that the university can operate back to normal in the fall.
UM just announced that college night tickets will go on sale tomorrow, March 9th. College night will begin Wednesday the 10th and run through the 13th. For the first time in a century, there will be no purple and gold sides. Instead, they are united. The teams are still doing sports competitions. Volleyball and kickball games have already been played. UM also added esports this year. The productions will be streamed through these virtual tickets. You can purchase tickets through the link in your UM email. Visit montevallo.edu/2021cn for more info. Mr. and Miss Montevallo were announced for 2021. Jonathan Everhart was named Mr. Montevallo. Perry McCoy was announced Miss Montevallo. Students and faculty vote on these titles each year. Everhart and McCoy were chosen for representing the true Montevallo spirit and character. They will be recognized throughout college night as well. SGA's latest event could end up saving lives. After the winter storms that hit Alabama a few weeks ago, the state was in critical need for donors to give blood. Once it was safe for campus to reopen, SGA partnered with Live South for their annual blood drive. The Live South Blood Mobile was located in front of Anna Irving Dining Hall. Live South said any student group on campus that wants to host another drive should give them a call.
Usually what happens is a representative contacts us and we just work with them to plan like a day and when and where we would like to have the event.
For more information about where to donate, you can visit livesouth.org. The University of Montevallo is reducing its summer tuition rates. Montevallo announced summer tuition rates will be reduced this year. In addition, a cyber tuition change is being made for graduate students. Out-of-state students who enroll in UM's online graduate programs beginning next academic year will pay the same as in-state graduate students. UM has also frozen tuition rates through at least the end of the 2021-2022 academic year. Montevallo is adding a digital security check to all Office 365 programs this semester. UM will begin requiring duo security two-factor authentication programs for faculty, staff, and students. The university says this will add extra security for logins. It requires extra information or a mobile device to log in, as well as your password. Enrollment is now open. Visit the duo enrollment page in your email before March 15th to register. After March 15th, you will automatically enrolled. The Montevallo women's basketball team has made history. They just received their first ever bid to compete in the Division II Women's Basketball Championship. The Falcons received an at-large berth. They were chosen after their impressive 14-2 season. 8 6-team regionals will be played March 12th, 13th, and 15th. Games will be live-streamed on ncaa.com. The official schedule has yet to be released, but we'll keep you updated. Seniors in the art department at the University of Montevallo are getting ready for their senior shows. One of these students is sculptor LARA MATALKA. LARA and the other ceramic students at the University of Montevallo complete their sculptures in the 3D complex. The 3D complex also has a scene shop for the department and theater and a storm shelter. A lot of the work LARA does is focused on mental health. LARA says she gets impression from her own mental health. She says she wants to help kids realize their potential as artists.
I think I want to just like reconnect kids with their creativity, so just like fostering an artistic environment for kids. So I think that would just be like, I would like to teach kids art. And I think that in itself will help kids cope. And use that as like a creative outlet to like put all their sadness in.
Carmichael Library has introduced a new collection that will last from now until spring break. Some students say it's an important way to recognize diversity here on campus. VVN's Ryan McGarty has more.
Carmichael Library has put together a new collection that will be on display between now and spring break. The collection includes books, articles, and other resources that have to do with the Black Lives Matter movement. The display also includes posters on both the Black Lives Matter and All Lives Matter movements. Librarian Amanda Melcher says this is because she wanted students to be aware of both sides.
I also think it's important to differentiate. So I have two posters, like I mentioned. One is about Black Lives Matter, but the other one is about why not all lives matter. So I thought it was important to kind of explain that.
The collection can be found on the main floor of Carmichael Library, which can be found behind the doors that are behind me. All materials in the collection, except for full-text articles, are available to be checked out. Melcher says that the collection is very diverse.
there's a little bit of everything there. So there's books about systematic racism. There's books about racism, for example, in policing and housing, access to financial, to loans, hiring, education. But there's also just some work that just shows Black excellence.
If you're doing research on the Black Lives Matter movement, this collection is a great place to start. Reporting for VALLA Vision News, I'm Ryan McGarty.
For more information on Carmichael Library, you can visit their website at liveguides.montevallo.edu. Are you ready for your close-up? The University of Montevallo is looking for students to be featured in promotional materials. Marketing and Communications is holding a virtual casting call. Participants must be 19 years or older. The deadline to sign up is Friday, March 19th. To participate in the casting call, visit montevallo.edu/casting. Remember, there's always more news 24/7 on our social media pages. Just search for VALLA Vision News on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for more stories throughout the week. Still ahead on VALLA Vision News, Johnson & Johnson is rolling out its newly approved vaccine to the public this week. Learn what's different about it and whether doctors still recommend it. Plus, beware of vaccine scammers. Police warn you could be taken advantage of as you work to get a vaccine appointment. And spring breakers are hitting the beach already. Find out what Florida officials are doing to stop crime and COVID. We'll be right back. The Johnson & Johnson vaccine is being rolled out in the U.S. this week. But some people say they don't trust it, though. This vaccine can be kept at regular refrigerator temperature, and it only takes one dose. In U.S. trials, it's considered 72% effective, not as high as Pfizer and Moderna. That was some questioning, however, well, it was working against the virus. But medical experts say it's a great option for anyone who hasn't yet received a vaccine. Meanwhile, government agencies are reporting vaccine scams are on the rise. Police say they're getting reports of fake robocalls asking you to pay money up front to get on a vaccine list. Experts also warn you should not click on links in text or emails about opportunities to get the shot. Your credit card info, bank account number, or social security number are not required in order to get a vaccine appointment. If you suspect you or a loved one have been a victim of a scam, you're encouraged to call the non-emergency phone number for your local police. Spring breakers are already flocking the beaches across the U.S. despite the pandemic. Fort Lauderdale police are focusing on controlling both crime and now coronavirus. Nicole Linsalata has details.
Back in the old days, Fort Lauderdale Beach was known as the place where the boys are. On this particular Saturday, it looks like everyone else is here too.
Just enjoying the weather, getting away from the cold.
Spring break crowds usually bring stress on cities like Fort Lauderdale and Miami Beach, but this year add COVID to the mix.
We understand there's a lot of angst to get out and enjoy our beautiful weather and our beautiful beach, but we're just asking for cooperation from our college students that do decide to come to Fort Lauderdale.
No alcohol allowed on the beach, no Uber and Lyft drop-offs along A1A, which is packed on this sunny Saturday, and signs reminding beachgoers to keep up their social distancing. Fort Lauderdale police staying visible.
Today we are very busy all day long.
Fabio Vaccarella owns the open-air Casa de la Mare Ristorante, trying to keep up with the crowds and enforcing the rules.
The reaction is 80% fine, and some people they don't really believe to wear face mask and no respect sometimes. We try to do our best to make everybody happy.
Mask wearing on both Fort Lauderdale Beach and Miami Beach, at times sporadic.
Hotels, yes.
Yeah. Any restaurants or anything make you put it on?
Restaurants, yes. Okay. But it's pretty much like bars and breweries don't seem to care. But I feel like they should implement it more.
I think we're expecting a larger than even typical spring break.
In Miami Beach, too, city leaders also hoping to keep things as calm as possible, with the beach open 7 to 7 and sidewalk cafes shut down at midnight, and an increased police presence here as well. Officials in Broward and Miami-Dade urging all spring breakers to party responsibly or even risk arrest.
I already had COVID, so I'm not worried about catching it.
COVID, I think I've had it. I think. Yep, still living.
Spring break. Montevallo spring break begins at 5 p.m. on Friday, March 19th. There are currently no travel restrictions, but officials are encouraging students and faculty to follow all safety precautions. That's all the time we have for today's show. Remember, there's more campus and community news on our website. Just head over to vallavisionnews.wordpress.com to see stories from mass communication student reporters throughout the week. Thanks for watching, and be sure to tune in to Vallo Vision News again next week.